Silver surged, equities held firm, and crude swung on Hormuz headlines. This is the ForexBullion Evening Wrap for Tuesday, August 11th. Metals, Forex, and indices are all on the board today, with the day's biggest mover saved for last. Silver closed the session with the trend firmly pointing higher, extending a run built on energy-driven inflation fears and dollar hesitation. Price structure continues to favor further probing of higher levels, while momentum holds above recent support zones. Bitcoin's trend stays pointed lower after today's session failed to reclaim meaningful ground, with the broader structure of lower highs keeping the path of least resistance tilted toward lower levels. Until that sequence breaks, the market remains more likely to extend the weakness. Visa's trend leans higher coming out of today's session, with price action holding a constructive structure that keeps the probability tilted toward higher levels. The broader equity backdrop provided support, and that alignment favors continuation. MasterCard tracked a similar story to its payments sector peer, with the strong bullish trend keeping the market oriented toward higher levels. Price held its footing through today's equity uncertainty, a sign the underlying structure remains sound. Crude oil oscillated through the session as Hormuz optimism ebbed and flowed, but the trend finished the day leaning higher, underpinned by Libyan supply concerns and reports of Chinese refiner demand. The path of least resistance points toward higher levels, while geopolitical risk persists. The Dow held a bullish posture through Tuesday, even as the broader S&P paused, with the trend remaining pointed toward higher levels. Dip buying into the close kept structure intact, suggesting the market is more inclined to push higher when sentiment stabilizes. Uber's trend leans higher after today's session, with price maintaining a sequence of higher lows that keeps the structure constructive. The market looks more inclined to extend toward higher levels, so long as that rising floor remains in place. The S&P 500 rally stalled as a US-Iran deal was delayed, shifting focus to tomorrow's inflation data. German yields climbed to their highest since early August as an energy spike rattled bond markets. The single event commanding attention on today's calendar is the RBA rate statement. CAD finished the session with the trend decisively pointed lower, pressured by Canadian dollar strength tied to crude oil gains and the loonie holding near 8-week highs. The strong bearish trend structure keeps the path of least resistance oriented toward lower levels. That is the ForexBullion Evening Wrap for Tuesday, August 11th. If this breakdown added value, subscribe so you never miss a session. Tomorrow's edition checks whether the RBA decision shifts the Aussie dollar and whether inflation data resets the broader market tone. This is general market information for educational purposes only, not financial advice.